Hey everybody, welcome back to Jon David's Journey. I'm Justin, Jon David's dad. In this video, if you would hit like or subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. I will only ask that in videos like this one where we're trying to spread CHD awareness. The algorithm for YouTube actually pushes videos out based on those metrics. And so if you'll do that, that'll kind of help us with the goal of spreading CHD awareness. That being said, on that same note of spreading CHD awareness, if you would like to buy a shirt, hoodie, sweatshirt, you'll see them up here. If you want to buy one of those in support of Jon David, the link for that will be below in the comments. And so of those that we sell, Mallory and I don't receive any of the money. It's just if you want to show your support for Jon David. And also it is a good way to kind of open the door to talk about your faith, with there being a Psalms verse on the back, as well as the picture of the heart, and then it being his journey. Then it hopefully will kind of open the door for there to be a discussion about congenital heart defects. And so then you can kind of help us spread awareness on this. Again, it's the most common defect in the US. However, there's a lot of people who don't know much about them, especially critical ones like the ones that Jon David has. That being said, let's go ahead and get into his update today. There will probably not be surgery next week. The doctors came and met with us today, and they met with the surgical team this morning and decided that the schedule is a little packed for next week. And so with him being in a stable condition, it is most likely that it will be the following week when he has his surgery. We should know for sure probably around Monday or Tuesday. However, that is really based on, again, the schedule. Some things can change in the schedule, as we very well know. Like, things can happen pretty quickly and things get shuffled around. Also, a lot of it depends on his condition. Right now, he's stable, and they discussed they're probably going to leave him on oxygen until he gets to the procedure, because there's no need to take him off of it and stress him out and have these events where he's having to constantly, come off oxygen, go back on oxygen. If he's comfortable and on oxygen, that's what they're going to try and do, is keep him there. So that way his body is essentially getting in an optimal position for surgery, as well as hopefully, again, if he continues with gaining like his 30 grams a day, we will be sitting pretty good over 12 pounds when he has his next surgery, which is really good, because when he had his first surgery, he was about 7.5 pounds. So we'll be a lot bigger. And hopefully the bigger he is and the stronger he is, the better he tolerates that surgery. He also had some floor time today and had speech come by. He was able to take about 1 milliliter out of the nipple on the bottle. And I know that's not a lot, but it's a good place for him. Yesterday, he took it and didn't gag and took about 2 milliliters. Today, he took 1 milliliter. He only had 1 gag. So we're going to be happy for small favors and small steps forward. So we're happy for that. And then Hunter had fun with Nana today, and Papa and Mimi and Gigi, and also had fun chasing butterflies around. And luckily, it's not like his dad, didn't run into an electric fence 3 times, but he had fun. And then I do want to say thank you to everybody. There have been a lot of people who watched the video yesterday who have reached out either through the comments or personally through, direct message on Facebook or text message, and have just kind of shared our excitement for having this next surgery. And again, it is exciting. We are happy that we're finally getting to that point. However, again, we are also anxious because, it is a huge surgery. It's a major surgery, but it is a mixed bag, and we are excited. And we just want to say thank y'all for checking in on us. Thank y'all for sharing in this excitement with us. And if y'all would just keep praying for us as we get closer to that event. And then on Thursdays, I'm going to start doing this every Thursday. There are plenty of y'all who are newer to joining us. And so every Thursday I'll make a post with a Q&A. And the purpose of it is, if you have any questions about his diagnosis, if you have any questions about his particular congenital heart defects, or just about our journey in general, then feel free to ask away. If you're a parent who has found this channel and want to kind of ask those questions of how we handled a lot of these things, or things along that nature, feel free to ask there. If you don't feel comfortable asking in a public forum like that, then feel free to find me on Facebook. I'm Justin Furlow, and you can send me a direct message there. But I do want there, actually, I had this conversation with another heart dad today. I do want there to be something positive that comes out of us getting this experience. I don't think it should be something that we experience and then kind of keep to ourselves. Because I can tell you personally, for me, when I was going through this, I really wanted to find somebody who had been through it, and then who could tell me, like, look, it's going to be okay. And we were very blessed to kind of have that in some families that kind of adopted us. Some of them are on here messaging, "Hey, Gabby." And she messages very frequently. And she's one of the ones, she's a heart mom who kind of adopted my wife and I when we got here and has looked out for us and given us tons of advice. And so we really appreciate that. And we know how it has made us feel to kind of have people take us in and give us advice. So I do want to try and continue giving that on to other families. So again, that Q&A post every week will be a way for, if you're just curious about things, to ask questions, or if you are kind of getting and gearing up for your own journey, then you can kind of ask for some advice if you want it. And again, if you don't feel comfortable in the public forum, just find me on Facebook. It's Justin Furlow. Send me a message. But hope y'all have a good night and God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.
You can't hide it at that point. You tried.
And Jon David, tell everybody bye-bye.